Hello everybody, welcome back. Today we're going to be playing on the best of one standard ranked ladder with a Abzan virtues list. So basically, this list is just trying to take advantage of these powerful adventure cards that we got. So we have the Virtue of Loyalty, Virtue of Persistence, and the Mosswood Dread Knight. To help break those, we're playing a couple of the Sentinel of Lost Lores, since these guys can rebuy our cards with adventures on them from exile. They don't technically have to be on an adventure, so if your Dread Knights get hit with a farewell, this guy can buy him back, so it's very powerful. Also, being able to rebuy Virtue Persistence and having a 3/4 body against mono red or mono white is usually very backbreaking for them. We're running a handful of sweepers with Path of Peril and Depopulate, and we have a couple removal spells like the Wandering Emperor, Go for the Throat, and Tear Asunder. One copy of Lord Skitter, 2 Graveyard Trespassers, and a Frog Queen is going to round out the creature package for the deck. Graveyard Trespasser and Lord Skitter are pretty flexible since I like to play best of one. Graveyard Trespasser is slightly better since it has the ward. Usually your opponent's going to have to 2-for-1 themselves, but Lord Skitter as a 1-of is very strong. Oh yeah, there's a Shelly in here too. I forgot, I got the second one for Athalia, so for everyone that doesn't want to play a bunch of Shellys, we'll try it today. The last part of the deck that I really like is Renin Realmbreaker. They have a very powerful +1 ability. It interacts really nicely with the Restless Cottage and the Restless Fortress. Restless Fortress in particular turns into a 4-turn clock since it's a 3/3 that drains for 2 when it swings, so that's 5 points a turn. This deck is incredibly fun, and I always have a blast playing it on the ladder, so if you guys are excited to see it in action, make sure to drop a like, leave a comment, and make sure you're subscribed if you aren't already, as I'd really appreciate it. I upload to YouTube 5 days a week with standard content just like this, so if you don't mind dropping a subscription, that'd be great, because I'm still trying to get my channel partnered. Yeah, so with all that said, let's hop onto the ladder and see how this does. Alrighty, game 1. Hand doesn't have too much going on. We do have a couple board wipes, so if we're going against some sort of aggro deck, should be able to clean up. And Dread Knight here is pretty good. Do we just play it, or do we draw? I think we draw. Wedding Announcements is pretty good. We'll make our first token, and they had a pause there, so there was definitely some sort of kill spell. What a beautiful time to draw that 1-of. I think we're just gonna depopulate here. So, I think we can attack with the Dread Knight and bluff a Virtue. That way we should at least have a creature. Oh, they took the bait. And not punished.
No cost is too great to quell my people's savagery.
And Sorin is fine. Definitely not, like, ideal, since I can start pumping out 2/3s, which line up pretty well with these tokens. I think we draw. Let's play the Igonjo. And we'll send 2 at Soren. Okay. So if we get pilfered next turn, I think I'd rather just play out the Sentinel. Do we want to draw more? No, it's just going to get pilfered.
Nothing on Innistrad is free.
And they edict us. I mean... fuck it, we ball.
Blood for knowledge, a fair trade.
I mean, 13 damage is not very nice. Might just die to that. Let's play out the Dread Knight. And we will pass. So, do they have 13 to the dome and then play a Shelly? Okay, they're just fussing away.
Dire times call for dire tactics.
Let's make a knight. Do you have another? My goodness. And March of Wretched Sorrows. That's rough. So, if they ult the Soren and play a Shelly, we just lose. So let's gain a little bit of life and draw some cards. I thought we had an extra black source. Well, oh well.
Of hope from your heart.
I mean, we go to 2. That is a whole lot of land. We'll unload the hand, and you have a Shelly. That's a swamp.
My ways are not for the weak.
Good pilfer, and they pass. So how many removal spells do we think they have? Apparently none.
On my way.
No. Let's pass. I'd rather not take more damage. I don't want to go to 1 and die to a trespasser. So that'll put it in the graveyard. They can put my virtue on the bottom. Sure. And double virtue. Okay. They didn't take out my Restless Cottage, though. Sweet. Let's get in. And no creatures. I mean, we'll eat. And we will pass. GG's. I mean, that's the first time I've taken a Sorin ult and took it to the face. We still won. GG's. Alrighty, next game. Hand is really good. On the play, we got pretty much everything we could want. Wonder what the opponent's gonna be on. Mono red? How did I know? So, do we want to virtue the Swifty, or do we want to virtue a Felden next turn? Let's play the Dread Knight, and I think we'll try and virtue something like a Felden or a Bloodthirsty Adversary next turn. And Charming Scoundrel. They go with the roll. They go with the treasure. So, Monstrous Rage. So, Prowess and the +1 will take the Swifty out of range. Let's block the Scoundrel and pull it out of the hand. I mean, tapped land and virtue. That's fine. Next turn we can play Ren and start swinging for 5 life a turn. Adversary isn't bad, but let's get down Ren and Realmbreaker.
If this is my final fight, please buy us more time.
And suddenly we have more life than the opponent.
Suffering is...
Sure, that is one way to deal with Ren and Realmbreaker. I think we just go virtue, hold open, go for the throat. Let's pass. And the Monstrous Rage. Well, that's gonna be pretty nice. So they do target correctly. So we're gonna be taking 3 here. since I don't really just want to give up the knight token for free. We'll play our virtue, and we will pass. Godric's good. Let's take our block. Next turn we can Igonjo the Godric. Yep, Igonjo costs 3, so that's pretty good. We can also just Sentinel rebuy the Virtue and then Virtue the Godric, which I want to do. And we will pass. Kamano pings us, but I think this game is just about over. And there it is. GG's. Alrighty, next game. Mana is extremely slow, but we got some good 3-drops and some removal. Keep it. And opponent's gonna lead with the Deathcap Glade. Let's go with the Trespasser first, just so if opponent wants to deal with it, they have to discard a card. They didn't seem to have a go for the throat though, so perhaps Lord Skitter would have been a safer play to play around a Liliana here. Virtue. Oh. That's something we definitely don't mind exiling. Let's get the next fortress down. And Skitter. We'll eat their dino, and we will pass. Okay, sure. Let's pass. Vorinclex is a little scary. So, let's go to combat. We'll eat their heavy. No attacks, and I think we just pass and hold open the Emperor. And opponent just seems to be an absolute mad lad. Do you have a protection spell?
I'm not overconfident. You're just under.
Sure.
You're done.
I mean, you're done as well. Back to us. We're gonna keep the Basayu just in case they're game plan is to go with the virtue, but yeah, let's go to combat. So they let me make a rat first. Interesting. Okay. We'll get in for 2. And I think we just play the announcement and draw a card. That's a good one. Yep, we can definitely deal with some virtues. Let's draw. And I think we'll just draw again. Well, Terra Sunder works pretty well there. Let's... anything in the bin? Nothing that they can really take advantage of. So no need to exile the entire thing. Let's pass. GG's. Not too bad. Alrighty, next game. Hand's decent. We can Dread Knight into the announcement, which is always a powerful start. And against mono red. Since he has 3 power, he can trade with whatever they want to get down this turn. Except for that. We'll take 2. And back to us. Okay. So, Depopulate and Restless Cottage. We'll eventually depopulate. That's probably going to be like turn 5 or so. And do we attack here is the question. Yeah, I think we do. Let's play the announcement and get in. Chandra dressed to kill.
Like your hors d'oeuvres extra crispy. You're lucky this is a warning shot.
I guess we'll just take 4. So we could depopulate here if we wanted. Might not be a bad idea. Let's send 3 at the Chandra, and I'm assuming they blocked the Swifty. Otherwise, why leave it behind?
Ooh, payback's gonna be spicy.
We'll make another dude, and we will pass. And the plus hit a Felden. Raiju is pretty scary. I'll take it. think we just Emperor here. I don't really want it to get any more attack triggers off.
Anyone who harms my people must contend with. This is what you get for hurting.
You're really cramping my style.
We'll knock Chandra back down to 1. So what do they have here? We do have the cottage, so
Come on,
they whiff on
Chandra.
Chandra
Think of something
plussing.
good.
We do have the ability to gain some life off of the food that it makes, but that's not the fastest thing. It would be 2 turns away still, so kinda need something else. Another foundry, that's tough. And they go with Sekenzen, so they want to take out the Emperor. I mean, that's fair. Monstrous Rage. So do we just try and trade it offensively? I mean, we know they have it, so let's just pull it out of the hand.
See you later.
Definitely a difficult game. Let's see if they defend Chandra. And they do. Monstrous Rage.
So what?
That's not great. If they animate a foundry, that's a lot of damage. They don't? Interesting. So I think we just send the cottage in. If we send one more creature in, we draw instead of making another blocker, so I don't want to get too aggressive here. Phoenix Chick can come out of the graveyard, so I think that's probably the target. The other option would have been Monstrous Rage, since they can get their Sekenzen, or what am I even saying? They can get their Bloodthirsty Adversary, and they can flash that back, basically. So they animate a foundry and hop in front of the cottage. Let's pass.
This is a fun idea.
They whiff on the plus, and they play a Godric. Godric on the defense is exactly where we want it. Let's, I think, just get in for 5 here. We'll go slow for 1 more turn. And Chandra finally goes down.
Wiped out.
We'll make a dude, and we will pass. Felden, GG's. Not too bad. A couple post-game thoughts for everybody. I love this deck. I'm really not too sure what else to swap out with it. Might try some Glisses and 3-drop slot next time instead of like a Lord Skitter or one of the Sentinels. Yeah, having First Strike Death Touchers is really fun and powerful, but when they aren't able to protect themselves, they're not quite as strong. You really want the Skrelv with them. This deck doesn't typically try and curve out with creatures though. About half of the time you want to just kind of be playing the Abzan control game, so Skrelv was never really high on the list to add to this. Might do one or two just to test it out, but let me know your thoughts down in the comments. And with all that said, thank you everybody for watching. I appreciate it. Like, comment, subscribe, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.